Yeah. The GPOddCast. We're continuing on and we're growing. We're going in new directions. I'm here with Devon Kavanaugh.
Hey.
Nolan Allen.
Hello.
And we have our first guest 4 episodes in. He's known as Flash Drive. Justin.
Yo.
Yo yiggity yo yo. You know Devon Kavanaugh. How do you guys know each other?
We went to Carney Hill. I actually met him in grade 3. We're in the same class. I don't know, Devon.
OG friends when you were 8.
Yeah, elementary school.
Yeah.
What's that school called now? It's like an all Aboriginal school.
I don't know how to pronounce it. Duck Yo.
Nasdeo?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think that Nasdeo.
Yeah. So it's
Was
come
it
a
a
long
native
way.
school when you guys were there? Or?
No. But
Well, when you used to go to school, it was like, do you remember one time we had to stay inside because there's a person with a knife outside, apparently?
yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not
a
the best
school
neighborhood.
lockdown.
Yeah, lockdown. It was definitely probably the lowest. Like the kids that went there had the lowest income families, very low income school. So,
Yeah.
and then we went to PGSS after, which, well, I guess JMAC was in there somewhere, middle school,
Middle school.
and then PGSS.
Wait,
so,
you had to go to 3 different schools?
Junior high.
Yeah,
I guess.
Junior high, what grades were those for you?
8 to 10.
8 to 10.
Yeah,
Oh, wow. Huh. When I went to grade 8, that was high school for me.
yeah.
There was no middle school for me. So
Me
to
either.
afford
No.
3 schools, too, was too many.
We could have gone straight to high school. I'm using finger quotes there.
Well, I'm glad that we did because we met a lot of cool characters like Charles.
Oh,
and
Charles,
Ralphie.
yeah. Prots, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Champ,
Yeah.
yeah, man. That's about it. No. Shankle.
PGSS
Jordan
is
Anderson?
like the school
Yeah.
in Prince George, though, right? That's like the biggest one. And kids get shipped in from everywhere.
Yeah, that one and probably Kelly Road.
Duchess?
Duchess, yeah.
Duchess Park, yeah.
Yeah. That's a nice one now. The brand new Duchess. It's cool. Sweet.
Yeah, no asbestos.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Ooh,
Yeah.
classy. No asbestos.
Yeah. So, yeah, but to kind of recap there, like J-Man and I, we go way back. Flash
Yeah.
Drive.
Yeah.
With D&D video
You're
games.
probably you're the second closest friend I have besides Josh, at least lengthwise. So.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys we were the Three Stooges. That's what they called us
Yeah.
back in
Yeah.
elementary school. It was sweet.
That's awesome.
We did our
Yeah.
little grade 7 graduation. They're like, okay, so for the next one, we're calling up all 3. Justin, Josh, Devon, come on up. The Three Stooges.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times, man.
Yeah.
And yeah,
LAN parties.
LAN parties. Whew, good times. Yeah. So you've definitely come a long way. So you've gone from this little itty bitty kid I used to know who was super nerdy in Dungeons and Dragons, and now you're making music.
Yeah.
What's up with that? How did that happen?
Well, I think the best way I try to tell people is I've always wanted to be a storyteller. And what I find is writing an actual story. I have a beginning and end, but I don't have a middle. And I find music's a better medium because you can tell a story in 2 to 3 minutes, and you don't really have to worry about the middle. It kind of like takes care of itself. And I find that music, you can also feel emotion and stuff in it, which I like to tell. I guess the hardest part, what I'm thinking about right now, is getting the message out there. Like, I'm a storyteller, but I want people to hear my message, and that's the hardest part about making music. Is I like making music and I like what I do, but it's very discouraging people not hearing my stuff. And it's not that I want people just to hear my stuff because it's my music and stuff. It has a message behind it, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like if you described your music with one word, what would it be? One word. Because love comes to mind in my head, I want to say.
can I use 2 words?
Sure. It's cheating, but we'll let this one slide.
I want to say hopeful, but you'll notice if you do listen to my music that a lot of it sounds hopeful, but a lot of it is like exasperated hope. Like, I'm trying to get the message of hope out there, but it seems like people aren't listening. So it feels like I'm like losing that hope, but I guess the best way to put it is it would be exasperated hope because I'm like, just frustrated.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopeful. If I had to say one word.
Yeah.
Did you find yourself always creative before music?
Dabbling here and there. Like I did game design before. When I was actually the age that I met Devon, I did some like Doom level editing, some Unreal map editing. I actually recreated the first level of Wolfenstein in Unreal Gold. So that was pretty
And that's
cool.
when
And I
you
did
were
the bot
just
map.
a kid, 8?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that was like pre-junior high, wasn't it? Like grade
Yeah.
7 almost.
Grade 3.
Even that long ago?
Yeah. Well, Unreal Gold was like 2000. So say 2000.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Wow. 5. Grade 5.
That's pretty impressive. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Well, it's the first level of Wolfenstein. It's only one floor.
It's a genius level though too. It's great.
Yeah.
Love killing Nazis.
I put in all the secrets.
Yeah. That's cool.
But I was gonna say back to my music. Why I started music out of everything is storytelling, and it's really what it's. I have to ask you guys now. I've had the floor for a while. What's the best way to portray a hopeful message without losing people's attention or gaining it easily in the first place? Like,
I think whenever it comes to delivering a message that's that important and like from the heart, it needs to be sincere, and I think it needs to be honest too, right? So I think in terms of like if I was making a movie that was all about inspiring hope with people, I would aim to start by making it look at if it's a hopeless situation. I would aim to start with that, make it desperate, show kind of the current state, and then by the end of the movie, you want to show how you've come from nothing to the top, from rags to riches.
I guess
the bottom to the top.
I was gonna say, I guess that's where me and you differ, because I know you're into filmmaking, but filmmaking, there's distinct beginning, middle, and end, which I have a problem for. Like, I would love to make a film or a novel, but I have problems filling that. And how do you find that middle piece?
Sometimes, like, the idea starts with the middle, and you discover what the beginning and the end is. That's how I interpret it. Same with sometimes I'll be like, this is the beginning of my idea. This is how it starts. I have no idea how it ends. You just lay it out. You write it. This is like when you're creating music. You have a beat and you're like, do, 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 boop, 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 boop. That's how it
Copyrighted DTK Pictures?
You're right there. But that's how it starts, right? And you just kind of go with it. You let it become its own thing.
I notice I've had a lot of success starting with the ending idea, like a big twist, or starting with the end first and then kind of flesh out the universe around that in the creative, and specifically filmmaking. But in other ways that I portray my art with painting and stuff, I don't necessarily even think about hope, or is there a middle even in a painting? It's just a snapshot.
Well, you could say the middle in the painting is the person's interpretation, because when a person first interprets a painting, they don't get the full interpretation when they first look at it. They examine it and they think, okay, well, this could be what it means, or this could be what it means. But the middle could be that thought process. What kind of thought process are you trying to bring to that person with them viewing your art?
That's pretty cool. That's deep. So
Yeah.
the end is the finished product. The beginning is me painting it. The middle is interpreted later.
Yeah.
Talking about like giving hope to people, like I think you need to identify like what are you giving them hope from? You know what I mean? Like what is that current state? You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know how far we want to go into this, but I always thought that humans had like psychic abilities and stuff that were turned off simply because the ego and stuff, we weren't able to handle it. Like if there was a Thanos snap, for instance, right now, and everyone became psychic, lots of people would be at each other's throats because you'd hear every thought that they'd hear. But you also got to realize that there should be no judgment. You should be able to talk and say who you are, even if you have a checkered past, and just be okay with that person, right? Even if you don't agree with anything. And that's the message of hope that I'm trying to give, is you should be able to be anything you want, say anything you want, as long as it's sincere and from the heart. That's all that matters. Like, I know it sounds kumbaya and stuff, but that's the message of hope that I'm trying to send. And it's one big thing, because we kind of just let it all go by the wayside because we get stuck in our own lives and stuff like that, right? So
yeah, man, that is deep. It's like sometimes when you're telling someone like it is, you're telling them straight, it doesn't always sound the nicest to the receiving person, right? But as long as you're saying it with like a sincere heart and, you know, honesty, it's like, you know, sure, it's the truth, and sometimes the truth is hard to swallow, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know, like I get that. I get that. It's cool. Talking about, you know, psychic abilities and you know, ideas and creation and stuff. For me, when it comes to like, you know, movie ideas and stuff, I don't really do it anymore. It's kind of weird, but I used to do a lot of like lucid dreaming and dream journaling, and some of my, I'm finger quoting again, better ideas came through of like dreams. Like sometimes like I'd have a dream where a mythos was born. Like the dream itself is a town, and there's a legend about the forest and the haunted beach and things like that.
D&D campaign material right there.
D&D, yeah, movie ideas, you know, a script or even a short novella,
It
whatever.
sounds like
right?
you would benefit from a DMT trip for your creativity.
Oh man, I don't know.
We won't go into that this episode.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not, that's not my thing, but maybe one day, I don't know. Anyways, so my question here is, do your dreams inspire you with your music? Have you ever found yourself dreaming about a beat and being like, oh, that's it. That's my middle. That's my denouement. That's,
You know, it's actually funny. Normally I have to sit and think about situations like this, but it just came like that to me. I know one instance of this perfectly. I don't know if it's come up in other instances. I'll mention two. You mentioned a dream, so I'll save that one for last. I just want to mention this one because it was a big turning point for my music. My first album that I made, 4 Point Plan, the EP, should I say. One of the songs on it, Perfect for Me, I got the rhythm for it by accident. Ooh. I was listening to Fifth Harmony on Deezer on my main computer, and my Wi-Fi went out. So I went to turn on back the Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi wouldn't turn back on. And I just was pissed because I wanted to finish my damn Fifth Harmony. And anyways, I'm like, Mr. Internet, where do you be? And I'm like, wait a minute, that could be a song if I change it into something. And that's how Perfect for Me came to be. So
cool.
As for the dream, I dreamt one time that I was in a mothership in the Unreal games, and the aliens are the Scar. I was trying to escape them. But it's funny, the next day I went on the computer and was like, I wonder if I can make some alien music, because I'm like thinking about it, and I didn't really think about it. I had downloaded this VST prior that was like, it was a free one, but it had like these weird atmospheric sounds. I'm like, wonder if that'll sound good. And it was perfect because I had some cymatic sample packs. And one of the sample pack drums was called Mothership. So it fit perfectly.
Nice.
So I did that. And that's actually the song Heartbeats from Home. That was based on a dream, I guess you could say.
It's funny that you dream that you're on a mothership, and then like the audio files were stored within the mothership itself. You know what I mean? Like, wow, that's cool. So this is actually a great segue. Like music. We've been talking about it the whole time. Video games, Unreal.
Yes.
Is this so? Clearly, video games have had an influence on your music.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of specific instances right now. I know that like a lot of my atmospheric stuff has been like based on like video games and stuff, not anything in particular. I know that the Heartbeats from Home was specifically like from an Unreal based idea, but I don't know if it's influenced as much as other things. Why I say that is because normally the video games that I play are like, you know, Doom, Unreal, stuff like that, Hearthstone. They don't really give the sense of the message I'm trying to give, so it's hard to kind of incorporate that.
Yeah. Have you thought about like just for fun making like a video game soundtrack?
Even as a concept album or something?
Yeah, exactly.
That's something I get the hype for. Now, this is something I actually wanted to ask Garrett about because you brought up that you did painting, and this is news to me. So, where do you get ideas for the paintings? Where do they come from? And what was the original thing that we were talking about? Video games.
Do video games inspire you and what their influence is?
Yes. What I wanted to say is that is there certain things that inspire you in your art that you're not able to translate fully, but they still inspire you? And if so, can you explain it in a better way that I can?
Well, it's kind of hard to discuss art in a philosophical way anyway. I feel like I'm such a noob in my experience of art, even though I've created hundreds of paintings at this point.
He paints cats. Lots of cats.
I'm known
Cool.
as a cat artist. If you start looking around, you'll see cats everywhere.
So what inspires you to choose what medium to use it on, like pencil, crayon, paint, oil?
I find myself not very good as an artist, so I don't like to draw. And creating images just from dollar store paint. It was a gift, a Christmas gift initially. I just got some dollar store paints, and it was a way to escape from reality for a bit for me. Keeps myself busy, and I can't stop doing it. I just end up creating paintings. It's usually one or two every couple of days, a week or so, I'd say.
It's like art therapy, essentially, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you saying, Nolan? Cipher.
Yeah, we got to plug the radio.
Oh, yeah. You're listening to 88.7 CFUR. Thanks, man. You could actually say that, too, by the way. It
Okay.
doesn't have to be my
Yeah.
voice. But, thank you. Yeah, I forgot. We need to do two of those.
Nolan's on the ball. The rest of us we're free balling right now, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. This is a special episode because we're not doing our regular segments. We might pop into one a little bit later, but
Yeah. So I guess like returning to the format.
Yeah.
So we've talked a bit about games and Unreal and Doom and Wolfenstein. Top favorite game? Go.
Doom 2,
Doom 2?
Doom 2.
1994. Yeah.
Man, deathmatch in that game was stupid.
Yeah, is that Damon?
Yeah.
Yeah, the OMG maps.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, I've only ever played the first Doom on the Super Nintendo, which I heard isn't the greatest port.
No.
No, it's not the
It's
greatest.
better than 32X version, I heard.
At least it has the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the coolest thing about Doom is like all the heavy metal covers that they have, like
Yeah, music they
Pantera,
just
Black
stole.
Sabbath.
It's great.
Literally, yeah.
But I will say, expandable wise, even surpassing Doom, because Doom has a lot of mods, I would say on the Unreal series, the Unreal Engine, the UDK, what it is now, like it's just such a powerful tool set. Like even back in the Unreal days, like I was 10 years old making Unreal levels. Like I remember when I did the bot pathing, you actually had to put in these like Apple looking icons in the map so the bots could path. Otherwise, if you just have bots that show up, they just literally stay in one room. But no, it's incredible. I liked Unreal, and what I wanted to talk about was actually the way that the game industry is now with content.
Yeah. Well, you play a lot of Hearthstone as well. You kind of mentioned that already. And this is a game that it's a TCG, trading card game. You know, you buy a lot of like
Expansion just came out today, actually.
Oh, sorry to pull you away from that. I'm sure you're excited for it. But yeah, like that's a game where, you know, it's free to to play, but then you have to buy card pack after card pack to play, versus and have any chance of winning,
It depends. Like with Hearthstone, you can play like 2 or 3 classes if you spend like minimal amount of money. Like you can, but you'll get sick of playing the same decks, right?
Yeah.
Like I've spent an exorbitant amount of money on Hearthstone, but that was mainly for gold cards. But now, like I bought the latest expansion, and I spent about 3,000 gold on cards, and I still have about 3,000 gold left.
Okay.
And I have most of what I need, and I can craft what I don't have. So I'm not spending a bunch more. I was just spending it to get gold cards because shinies are shiny, right?
Yeah. How much monetary value is your gold paladin deck on there?
Like if I was to rate it like money worth?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can like translate that to real life dollars, but I've spent since Hearthstone's came out in 2013, about $2,000.
Shit.
Oh wow, that's an expensive game.
For a
Jeez.
free to play, right?
But 2013, right? That's also 6 years.
6 years, yeah. It's about 300. Oh, no. Quick math is not right.
Why are you attempting to do math?
Oh, God. Probably like 300 every year or something like that. Yeah, nuts. But yeah, it's like the video game industry is in a bit of sorry state in comparison to what freeware used to be for like DOS and
Shareware, Wolfenstein, Jazz Jackrabbit.
oh,
I assume you heard about the re-release of Doom recently.
For Switch and the DRM. Oh, that's
Yeah.
a perfect segue, Nolan. Perfect segue.
DRM.
Yeah.
Go on.
They got DRM on Doom 1 and 2
Yeah.
on PS4, Xbox One, and Switch.
What does this mean?
Means you have to log into your Bethesda account in order to play the game, which is offline anyway.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
remember
they
D3 did that when it first came out, and everyone was choked.
messed up the music too. The music plays at half speed. So on some tracks it's not noticeable, but on Doom 2's map 1, it's supposed to go dun 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 dun. It goes dun 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 dun, and it sounds bad.
Oh, man. That's awful.
Yeah.
What a story mess, man. Yeah, between like DRMs and like all these like open beta tests and stuff, like AAA studios should not be basically encouraging people to pay money to pre-purchase the game just to get like a day earlier.
Well, honestly, it's a marketing tactic at the worst degree. And when I say that probably maybe even further than you might know, but because if Bethesda Net ever goes down, you'll no longer be able to play your Nintendo Switch version of Doom.
Totally, yeah.
And that gives them a reason to make another version.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I
Just
hate
look
it
how
when-
many like Skyrims
Not to mention
there
that they took off the old ports for the 360 that they used to have.
Exactly,
They took it
yeah.
off, yeah.
Yeah. PT for PS4. It was on there for a couple months, and then Silent Hills got canned because of the Kojima incident.
Nolan actually brings up a good point. The Doom Arcade port of Xbox, the one that they took off, it had extra levels that the new port doesn't have.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's actually loss of content, and they add internet DRM to a game that never required internet, and it was an opening modding community. Like Doom has so many like mods and stuff for it.
Yeah. That was like the original LAN party was like playing Zed Doom and doing like
That and Diablo, yeah.
esports. That was the beginning of esports right there. It was nuts. Yeah.
I always preferred Doom to Quake. Quake was too brown and stuff. A lot of people played Quake for the deathmatch, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Doom. It was colorful. It wasn't 3D. You could just aim straight. It was like just fun.
One thing I like about Quake is that it had a very like dark fantasy kind of lore to it, almost like Hexen does, because it's all about like going and killing like Etons and ogres, things like that. Whereas like Doom, it's sci-fi, right? Space demons, you know?
Yeah, but if I wanted to play Hexen, I'd just play Hexen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, we're doing that on low key right now. We're like playing through Hexen 1, and man, it is hard. Like
You've
so
been playing
many.
that for quite a while now, eh?
Yeah, we release a video every week, so it's taken a while. But yeah, we're like 4 or 5 hours in.
The
altogether.
puzzles are so obscure for Hexen.
Oh, they are. I'm not gonna lie. I
At
looked the
least Hexen
walkthrough.
1 had a mini-map. Hexen 2 doesn't have a mini-map, so like I'm stuck in the game and I don't know what hub to go to
Oh.
like fix it.
Yeah. Oh dang. Okay, well, we've talked enough about video games. So what about like movies? Have movies inspired you at all? Is there like the one movie that inspired you?
Hold on, I'm trying to think of a clever answer for this. Oh crap! I couldn't think it off the top of my head. I was gonna say I was trying to imitate the Matrix like lobby scene music, but it's lost on me now. But yeah, definitely the Matrix, the original, and Reloaded. I'll say Reloaded.
Yeah. I know Kung Fu.
Did you know that the Larry and Andy Wachowski, the makers of the Matrix, they're both transitioned to females now?
They both
did
did.
know that.
They both
yeah.
did.
I heard the one
heard
did,
about it.
but
Yeah, the one did earlier on, and then a couple years later, the other Wachowskis. So now they're not known. They were known briefly as the Wachowskis, but now you could call
The
them
Wachowski sisters?
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you wanted to, but they're just known as the Wachowskis.
Yeah.
They'll probably make another Matrix 2 movies, aren't they? I heard about it at one
like a
point.
prequel or
No, just
epilogue
like
or something.
another 2 movies.
Yeah.
Keanu
You
Reeves
said
is on top.
Reloaded. Which is that number 2 or is that number 3?
That's number 2.
Number 2. Why number 2? Usually it's like the worst movie in a trilogy.
No screaming baby face.
I don't know. A lot of people didn't like the Matrix sequels. I didn't like the third one just because the movies are called The Matrix, and the third one, it was mostly set in Zion. So, I mean, I guess storytelling and special effects, but I didn't really like that. I wish there was more Matrix. Matrix Reloaded, I liked because it expanded. You actually saw Zion for the first time, which was really cool. You saw upgraded agents. You saw Neo's powers to their full benefit. You saw what Smith was capable of.
Yeah, there was no learning curve in the second one. You're just like fully immersed in this universe.
Yeah.
And you get to play. It's fun flying around as Superman.
The finale where they're like shooting all the little sentinel bots coming through the holes and stuff, and they're like these exoskeletons. Oh, so cool. That's the one scene that's like memorable to me. Is like all these guys like finger
Mech
guns.
Warrior style.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, there's
Mech
there's
Warrior.
already a sequel to the Matrix. It's called John Wick. Yeah.
Keanu Reeves. I can't
So,
wait till Bill and Ted 3.
Imagine maybe he's just another version of the one, and that's how he's able to single-handedly defeat armies.
Oh, that makes sense.
Where are we listening
This
to?
is the GPOddCast 88.7 CFUR. I'm Garrett Perry. We had Flash Drive on this glorious episode. Don't forget about Nolan Allen and Devon Kavanaugh.
Goodbye, everybody.
Plug
Oh,
yourself.
and if you want to listen to my music, check out Flash Drive. That's Flash Drive D. Put a J there. SoundCloud. Check her out.